Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We'd announced a few days back that we were going to start following the second of two cases that are high profile that appear on the Idaho Supreme Court's website, a portion of it entitled Cases of Interest, where there are a few appellate cases, like the Laurie Vallow Daybell case, which is working its way through the appellate system. Then there's two trial cases. Mr. Kohberger's case is the closed case. The case that's open that we are now following is entitled State of Idaho versus Stacy Wondra. And we began to notice some differences, in our opinion, in the two cases. First, regarding transparency, whereas there was, in our opinion, little transparency in the Kohberger case. For example, a non-dissemination, aka gag order, was entered on day 4 of that case. It's another situation over in the Wondra case, if you look at the filings, and they're both available for you to review free of charge on the aforementioned Idaho Cases of Judicial Interest website. The dockets for both are there for you to peruse, to read the documents, come to your own conclusions, your own opinions, your own thoughts. The affidavit of probable cause was filed the end of June of 2025 in the Wondra case. And there is no motion for a gag order. There's no stipulation for a non-dissemination order. Nothing like that is even on the docket, much less has been entered in the form of an order. So a lot of documents are available for you to look at, including that the defendant, Mr. Wondra, filled out, hand-wrote himself, and then submitted, one of which we're going to go over in this presentation because it directly relates to another key difference regarding these two parties relative to extradition. Both parties were out of state. They were not in Idaho. And so it was not like a sheriff or a law enforcement official in Idaho could travel to another state and arrest Mr. Kohberger or Mr. Wondra. It required an extradition process. Now, Mr. Wondra, on August 21st, 2025, filed a motion, and there were certain conditions in that motion that he was demanding relative to any extradition. And we also went over another condition that he made where he would agree to report voluntarily, not to the county jail where the action was proceeding in Payette County. No, he wanted to go to the Ada County jail, and he wanted to have a few days between the time he was released from the federal prison in Arizona to spend with his family, to contemplate about what he was going to be facing, and then he would report to the Ada County jail. This motion that he filed on the 21st of August 2025 has another demand. It says here, provide me with documentation and evidence to legally hold me or issue a detainer to have me in federal custody pending extradition back to Idaho per Idaho statute code. I also am requesting to have my arraignment hearing that I am by law, it looks like entitled to, or very difficult to make out this next word or words that he's writing here, within 72 hours of allegedly being charged. And he signs this August 5th, 2025, Stacy Wondra. Completely different scenario with Mr. Kohberger. Mr. Kohberger was arrested the 30th of December 2022 in Pennsylvania. He had his first appearance on December 30th, 2022 before the magistrate, and then an extradition proceeding was set to determine, for instance, if Mr. Kohberger was going to fight extradition or if he would voluntarily return to Idaho. That hearing was scheduled for January 3rd, 2023. It was a very short hearing, approximately 15 minutes in total. The reason why it was so short is because Mr. Kohberger waived extradition. He made no requirements. There were no conditions to this extradition. And the documentation regarding his extradition and all of his proceedings from Pennsylvania can be found online for you free of charge. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Kohberger. So, Mr. Kohberger agrees to waive extradition. He signs the relevant paperwork. The hearing is concluded, and the next day, January 4th, 2023, you may recall, if you were watching what was going on as he made that cross-country journey in the Pennsylvania State Police plane, where he stopped at least once. It might have been twice. They had to refuel. And then ended up in the Moscow Pullman Airport. He was taken to the Latah County Jail from there. So we see here two more differences between these two defendants, between Mr. Kohberger, between Mr. Wondra. We're going to continue to keep you posted regarding both cases. Until next time, my name is Kathy. Thank you very much for joining us here today.